So Shakur Stevenson comes out and says that Floyd Schofield should basically fight Abdullah Mason first, fight his little bro first, because that'll be the best challenge for him right now to see if he's ready for a test like Shakur Stevenson. That's the fight I kind of want to see. I would like to see Floyd Schofield get in the ring with Abdullah Mason. There's a lot of guys around that age that he can fight, but if you want to fight Shakur Stevenson, hey, Shakur ain't got no other opponent. I can't really disagree with that. I mean, I will watch it. There's not really too many options at 135. Like I told people, 135 is a division that I've officially quit on as far as trying to make anything happen, because once these divisions start to get loaded, then everything is starting to slow down, and you got to figure out this and that, and it's just not something people want to deal with, especially if you're a fan of the sport. You don't want to sit right here and wait on these people to make decisions about certain fights like Floyd Schofield versus Shakur Stevenson. I know in 2025, when that year starts, if the fight is not made, I'm not really into the call outs. I'm in that mood now, but I'm just reporting this. But I'm in the calling out and all the other stuff, bro. Come on. We got dudes they promoters that been in boxing 30, 40 years. If the dude can't make the phone call the first time, if he can't get done, or it ain't real. It is what it is. It ain't real. I don't want to get too caught up in trying to figure out, hey, did so-and-so call out him? That ain't what boxing's about in my eyes. Boxing is way deeper than just calling somebody out. First of all, I didn't grow up on boxing, knowing who called who out. So that ain't something when I get older that I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to think about these guys calling each other out. I'm not really too concerned about none of that. Honestly, I'm not too concerned about the calling out and stuff like that, but it's a good situation for Shakur Stevenson to be in because he has a lot of options. It's not a lot of guys at 135 fighting each other anyways. I think a lot of fans are putting pressure on him. I heard fans like, oh man, fights don't never get done. If Floyd Schofield and Shakur Stevenson was at the top of your list on boxing fights, that's the reason why the sport is the way it is. That can't be at the top of your list right now. And you got 50 guys you got on pound for pound before Shakur Stevenson's name even pop up. That can't be the fight you waiting on. And that can't be the fight you asking for. It seems like every time Shakur or Tank or somebody got no fight going through, people be super disappointed. And this is people that don't care about who Canelo them fight or these other people fight. Like, you ain't got no opinion on as far as who somebody should fight because you don't really care across the board. And then I seen how everybody was reacting recently. You hear ain't nobody talking about Jerron Innocent Crawford no more. You see, as soon as they can't mention the fighter name with Crawford, all of a sudden they lose a little luster or they lose a little belief in the guy. But I knew that was going to happen, though. And a lot of people said that, hey, man, once Jerron Innocent gets to a certain point in a performance or his career, they ain't going to really support him like that. So in this situation, I mean, this Floyd Schofield, if he fights, if he doesn't, I'll still watch if he does. But right now, Shakur Stevenson knows that this dude's a prospect. Oscar said he's a prospect. I said he was a prospect for the last 4 weeks before Oscar was saying it. I've been saying, hey, man, this dude a prospect. He a prospect. He a prospect. He a prospect. I've been saying it for weeks. And everybody else just sitting here like not saying anything. They acting like he a contender. So I'm like, okay. Since he's a contender, just throw him in there then. But yeah, he wants him to fight Abdullah Mason first, and then, which makes sense in my eyes. I always thought him and Abdullah Mason would fight first, but since a whole nother conversation has popped up, I don't know what's going on.